welcome to Global One Media Stocks to Watch. I'm Michael Suido. I'm speaking today with Steve Cochrane. He's the CEO of Lithium Chile. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here, Michael.
All right, well, your company, as its name implies, largely focuses on mining exploration in Chile. Today, however, we're going to go across the border to take a look at another major venture located in the salt flats of the Argentinian Andes. The project is called Salar de Arizaro, and it's located on a property that is nearly 300 square kilometers. Steve, I'm wondering, what is it about this area that made you say, we got to dig for lithium here?
Well, to be quite honest, that was a bit of a wing and a prayer. When we first took on the project in Arizaro, nobody had actually drilled a commercial lithium discovery before we were on the property. But I had a lot of faith in our technical team, and they felt that there was still a very rich source of lithium brines, but much deeper than anybody had explored to date. So that was really the key to our success. We took on this project with the hope that there was a significant deposit. And sure enough, we were successful by drilling to about the 500 meter depth when all the prior exploration had only gone to 300 meters. So that discovery really revolutionized our company, but also really revolutionized the whole basin itself. And activity in that basin has quintupled since we announced our original discovery back in February of 2022.
Really interesting. You just had to dig a bit deeper than other people, and then you found that it was definitely worth digging.
Exactly.
I think it's also worth pointing out that lithium, for our viewers who may not be so tuned in, it's used in a number of industries. Perhaps most importantly, it's a key component for electric vehicle batteries. I was looking at an analyst report from Bain & Co. just today, and it predicts that demand for lithium could jump fourfold over the next 6 years. So if we zoom in now on your property, you've just released a preliminary feasibility study. Give us a top-line view. What did you find? How much battery-grade lithium is the project expected to produce?
Well, this is a huge leap forward for the company. We really have, with the PFS, we've taken steps to prove the commerciality of this deposit. So in the PFS, we have planned for a 25,000 ton a year lithium carbonate production and a mine life of 20 years. So it's a substantial play. It's a substantial discovery. And right now, one of the biggest sort of projects currently in Argentina that's on the drawing board.
Fantastic. In a recent statement, you noted that the company expects to upgrade the resource estimates and the value of the project pretty soon. Why is that? Why are you optimistic?
Well, the big leap, of course, was from our preliminary economic assessment, the PEA, which we announced in August of last year. And the PEA is your first step. It's a three-step process: PEA, pre-feasibility, and feasibility, to really define the economics of any mining project. PEA was strong, $1.8 billion net present value pre-tax. The pre-feasibility takes that PEA and really puts it on steroids. We drilled approximately 4 additional production holes and an additional 5 exploration holes to really define the basin, define the hydrogeological model, and produce results that are not only robust, but people can look at them with confidence because of the significant amount of engineering, the significant amount of work that went into the pre-feasibility study. So I'm very proud of the team and very proud of the work they've done, and the results speak for themselves.
All right, so let's drill down now. No pun intended. Okay, maybe a bit of a pun. Take a closer look at some of the numbers. We're going to do this rapid fire style, if you're okay with that. All right?
No problem. Yep.
Okay, here we go. First up, how much is the project currently worth? What's its NPV, its net present value?
Well, the PFS report, which was done by Ausenco Engineering, completely independent of us, they came up with a net present value pre-tax of $3.4 billion. up significantly from the 1.8 we reported in the PEA. More importantly, the net present value after tax is $2.8 billion with an internal rate of return of 36% after tax and an internal rate of return of 42% pre-tax. So these are very significant numbers.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple of numbers there. Let's just make it really clear. What's the expected return on investment for you?
Pre-tax, 42%. After tax, 36%.
Okay, and how much capital do you need for the project?
Right now, the budget to build the 25,000 ton a year plant and all of the associated facilities is $1 billion, $1 billion US. Payback after tax is about 3.2 years. Pre-tax is about 2.7 years. And more importantly, the OPEX, the cost per metric ton of lithium carbonate produced, is estimated to be around $5,400 US, which is a very low cost producer if you look at some of the other global producers of lithium today.
Okay, and so put this in context for us. How do these numbers compare with other projects in the region?
Well, right now, we've got the best pre-feasibility study, PFS numbers of anybody in the area. So I'm very proud again to say we stand alone in terms of the economics of this project. 25,000 tons a year would put us in the top 10% of current lithium producers in the area. And our 5,400 US per ton, again, would put us in the top 10% of the current lithium producers in Argentina.
Steve, tell us, what are the next steps to advance the project towards production?
Well, the next biggest step, and I'm pleased to tell you, is actually the permitting of the project for production. And in the last 2 weeks, we've got our initial responses from the Mining Ministry of Salta on our environmental application for our production permit. So that's a significant development from the company's standpoint, because once that project is permitted, it changes the complexion entirely of the company. For those larger companies that have been looking at the project and looking at us, to have a permit in place for production would be a major step forward. And the fact now the ministry has responded with a series of questions is a major step in that direction.
All right, congratulations. I know permitting can be difficult, so really good to hear that you're moving forward on that front. Got one more question for you before we go. I want to take a look at your company's stock. Its shares are trading pretty much right in the middle of their 52-week range. The share price is up about 25% since the beginning of the year, but it's down about 15% as compared with 12 months ago. So Steve, tell us, why is now a good time to invest? Why is your company a stock to watch?
Well, there's so much negativity these days around EV sales and the price of lithium that you almost read an article a day on the challenges facing the lithium industry. My experience in the investment business over the last 36 years has taught me that these articles tend to come out at market bottoms and not market tops. So if you look at the sector as a whole, even the major producers, Albemarle, SQM, they're all trading closer to 52-week lows than 52-week highs. So the sector really has been ignored. There's sort of a negativity around the current demand for EVs and the price of lithium. And my experience has taught me is that's the time to get in. You know, when people want to sell stocks to you, that's when you want to buy it. So we may not be at the bottom yet. It's been the slump has lasted close to 2 years now. If you look back at the last correction in 2019 to 2021, lasted again about 2 years. So I'm confident the combination of building a real asset, building a real mine, coupled with the fact that markets right now have discounted, sort of lithium going forward, this is when you should be buying. This is when people should be looking at some of these depressed sectors, because it's not going to last forever.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that's great market advice. You always want to buy low and sell high. And when
Very
people are
simple.
talking bad about something, well, maybe that's when it's hit bottom. So thanks
Absolutely.
for sharing. Thanks for sharing that with us. It's really been a pleasure speaking with you, and appreciate the tour. I can see right there behind you to those salt flats of the Argentinian Andes.
Actually, interesting enough, this is Chile,
Oh,
but the mountains in the background are Argentina. So this is right on the border between Chile and Argentina, and you get a chance to look at sort of both countries within the same picture. So it's very representative.
yeah, definitely. Since you have business in both of them, and I got to say,
Both
it is
countries.
quite a view.
Great. Well, thank you for taking the time to hear our story. I hope it resonates not only with you, but with the investors and your clientele as well.
Thank you, Steve. We've been speaking with Lithium Chile CEO Steve Cochrane, and you've been watching Global One Media's Stocks to Watch. I'm Michael Suarez.